you wake up in the morning on November 13th. Can you just describe your day?
So I don't remember like exactly when I woke up. I just remember like waking up and opening up my Snapchat, and there were dozens of Snapchat messages in all the group chats. And I just remember like it was just kind of whack. And then like I got up and I was like getting ready for work, and then like when I kind of like woken up a little bit more, I started to go through them because I did not want to have to read a lot of shit early in the morning. And then yeah, I ended up like I was just sitting there scrolling through it, and then yeah, opened up the messages, and then there it was. It was like, holy shit, did you guys hear about what happened? Like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm scrolling up, and there's just, I mean, lines and lines and lines of text. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's awake. I mean, and this is before 9:30 on a Sunday. And I remember that because I had to go to work, and I ended up not going because I wanted to be with my brothers, right? Kind of obvious.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and like I don't remember what exact time I woke up, but I remember like, yeah, we were all talking about it. We all knew about it. And like my boss, my coworkers were texting me later, you know, asking me like if everything was okay, and they had even heard about things. They heard like it was a shooting and stuff like that. So, and yeah, it was kind of weird because like at the beginning, everyone said like at the beginning, like the very first messages where people were talking about the stabbings,
Okay.
or like a stabbing had occurred. And then it changed to an OD, and it was just kind of weird. Like looking back on it, it changed to an OD so quickly, and like nobody questioned it, and like we didn't question it either because we knew there were drugs in that house, and like just genuinely thought like, okay, they got a bad batch, and that's just what happened, right? Because you see it on the news. It happens in major cities.
So you said you had to go to work, and you said you had to be to work at 9:30. So this would have happened before, like you got to work.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah, no, this was definitely and it was like I don't know, 5-10 minute drive to work, and like I had to like get ready too. So you're talking like well before 9 o'clock in the morning at least.
Hi, Heather Roberts with ABC News. Just to follow up on what she asked, so the other two roommates were there at the time of the attack?
All the information that we have from our investigation is that yes, they were.
Okay, but they were unhurt.
That is correct.
So is there any explanation as to why it took so long then for someone to call 911? You have surviving witnesses to an incident at 3 or 4 in the morning, and the 911 call didn't come until noon?
I don't think I ever said that they were witnesses. I said they were there. So, you know, we don't know why that call came in at noon and not in the middle of the night. Would have we loved for that to have happened? Yes, but that's not how it took place. So that's why we're investigating everything still to try to pull all the pieces together.
We're like, okay, it's an accident. Let's not panic, you know. And I remember texting Kaylee. See if she was okay. She obviously didn't ever respond because it was in the morning.
Moscow PD investigating a homicide on King Road near campus.
Somebody had done something really bad. He said, I think Ethan's dead. And then we walked out into the courtyard and somebody said that Santa was dead.
My niece said something bad has happened to Kaylee. So then I started calling Maddie.
At this point, we didn't have any answers. Like, we didn't know anything.
It was Sunday around
we were watching football.
1-ish, and we were
like
watching
every
football.
Family, or a lot of families on Sunday.
And then our son was here. Everybody was home except for she was down at her home in LA.
We gather.
And my niece called me and she was freaking out. And she said, Christy, have you talked to Kaylee? And I said, yesterday, you know, like last night. And she said, something bad happened. Something bad happened. And she was just bawling. And I said, well, what do you mean? What do you mean? And she said, I think Kaylee's dead. And I said, well, what do you mean? And she
all
said,
our stomachs just dropped.
She said there was somebody just called me and they live down there. And she said there was a party last night and somebody went in and shot the party up and Kaylee was shot. I was like, what? And I just threw my phone. I started screaming. I started telling everybody to call Olivia and to get all her roommates on the phone. And I started calling Maddie, and Maddie wouldn't answer, and Maddie wouldn't answer. I said, no, this can't be, because Maddie would have called me. If when Kaylee was shot last night at a party, Maddie or Jack would have called me. Like, no, and I called Kaylee and I went straight to voicemail. I was calling Maddie, I was calling Jack, it was ringing. I turned on the TV and I saw outside 1122 King Road, like Kaylee's car was in the driveway, Maddie's car was in the driveway, but it was saying an unconscious person. And we're saying, okay, maybe this isn't, like, maybe something happened. So Steve starts calling the police. Steven, our son, started calling the hospital, and he started calling the PD and saying, my name's Gonzalez, and we heard that my daughter Kaylee Gonzalez was killed in an accident, and they said, oh, we can't give you any new information, we'll call you back. Well, we just, next thing you know, some more phones started ringing. Our daughters that came running down, 16 and 17 years old, came and said, Mom, somebody just called me and said that Kaylee's dead. And we're like, what? Like, who was it? She's like, I don't know. It's somebody that they're there and Kaylee's dead. And we were like, oh my God, like, this can't be, and it's just very, very, very dramatic.
These protocols have to be updated.
Yeah.
These protocols of somebody showing up at your door 10 hours later is ridiculous.
Because we had hours of panic before sheriff
It was
department.
terrible.
It was about 4:30.
So you guys, they never called you. You guys found this out from family members that were in the area, and you guys didn't get notified. You actually reached out to them, and you guys still didn't get notified.
He wound up calling them twice.
I get it. Their protocols are all about, maybe they'll commit suicide or something, but they have to be updated because social media moves so fast, so quick.
11:58 a.m. This phone call goes out to the police, and I'm like, "Hey, Dave, you told me that you knew about this at 9. Let's say that I would have come back like months ago when this originally happened. Let's say that I was your family member, and you're telling me about this, and I would have been like, Dave, wait, you told me that you knew about this at 9:30 in the morning. Well, 911 wasn't called until 11:58 a.m. Do you think that that's weird? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, right? Is
2.5 hours.
We don't know, and we never really we didn't a lot of us kind of unplugged ourselves from the case and all the news and everything. It's just we live in it so much. You see dozens of reporters just going to class each day. You don't want to walk out of your freaking house, But we just kind of stayed unplugged to where we didn't really even think about it or connect the dots. And that's why when I heard WSU's Kim's thing, when she said that, and literally when she was talking about how she yelled at her daughter like that, it literally made me think about my mom doing that to me. That's what it felt like, was she was my mom saying that same shit to me. How the hell did you know? And it just it literally just blew my mind. How did we know? How did I not think of that? Wait, what? And it just made me have so many other questions, holy shit, she's right. And not even to mention that, how the hell did her daughter know? Her daughter goes to WSU. We have way closer. I can go through on my phone, one person or two people and be in that house, right? In that sorority. I've got girls on my phone that are in the sorority. I've got people that know other people in that sorority, upper and lower classmen. How did that girl find out? And it just
depending on who people are friends with and stuff like that.
Right, but even then, that quickly, you're gonna go to your inner circles first, right? That's why I was talking to the one kid, because his girlfriend was freaking out, and so she was having to be there for her without being able to go to the sorority. So he's texting her and letting her blow off all this steam and telling me what she's telling him too, amidst the other information that we're receiving. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think we just have a really good way of being young and dumb and staying distracted with school and partying and everything else. And not a lot of people question things. Maybe it's just a kid thing. I don't know, but we just.
No, I get that. Unless you have personal knowledge, but for 911 not to be called for 2.5 hours, let's just say. But everybody else is messaging each other. That would mean that somebody had to message to get this thing going. It had to be from the inner circle of whoever was in that house to have possibly told everybody to get that going. You get what I'm trying to say?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I agree. And that's where I'm asking the same questions is what did those girls do? But what did they do? How did we all know before the cops even got freaking called? Like I just didn't think connect the dot. Like it didn't, you know, I don't know, man. I mean,
You know, we don't know why that call came in at noon and not in the middle of the night. Would have we loved for that to have happened? Yes, but that's not how it took place.
She obviously didn't ever respond because it was in the morning.
Investigators are trying to ascertain why there was a delay and what actually occurred, what was heard. That's a question that's still out there.